All right, how's it going, everybody? So today on To Buy or Not To Buy, we have a really cool item that I actually didn't think was gonna come out, and then my wife kind of surprised me with it yesterday. So I had originally pre-ordered this item like 3 years ago, and it just never came. So I kind of just gave up on it, didn't think anything about it, and then Final Fantasy 16 released last night, and I wasn't supposed to get home from work until like 8 o'clock at night. So my wife, being the good woman that she is, stopped by to pick up Final Fantasy 16 for me, and then texted me, "I have a surprise for you." Now, my wife being who she is, I'm not really sure what kind of direction this could go. I wasn't really sure what it is. But I was super shocked when I came home and I actually saw what the item was, because I honestly thought that it had been delisted and maybe like 5 people had gotten one, and then it just never released, because I honestly gave up on it a long time ago. I pre-ordered this item pre-COVID and that whole era. And when I saw it, I was actually super excited, because this is a product that I was really looking forward to. That product is the Chocobo. It is. It's from a company I've never heard before. It's a company called Bring Arts Action Figure. It's an official Square Enix licensed product, but I had been looking for this product for a long time, and I am super excited. So let's go ahead and pop right in. Now, Final Fantasy 11, it's based off of the, oh, there's a loose piece inside. It's based off of the Chocobo from Final Fantasy 11. Final Fantasy 11 is a game that I have never played at all. I own it, but by the time I started getting back into Final Fantasy, 14 had released, and I was getting into 14 big time. Okay, so here we go. We've got your typical, I can't tip it up too much because there's some loose pieces inside. We did get kind of a discount on it because there were 2 that had showed up, and one of them was pretty badly beaten up, and this one had been kind of roughed up a little bit. Let's go ahead and open it up. It honestly looks like a typical Max Factory. It's very reminiscent of Max Factory. So just like Max Factory statues, we have the platform and the stand. I actually have quite a few, not a lot, but I have quite a few, mainly things like Bloodborne, Sekiro, stuff like that. So the thing that I like, I have a Spider-Man Miles Morales that I have set up as well. And this is what I really dig about the Max Factory statues, is that you can pose them. So like, let's say if your character is jumping, you can actually pose it in the air. And I think that's really cool. That's how I have my Spider-Man Miles Morales, kind of up in the air doing the double spiderweb shoot. So there is a loose piece in here, that's why I'm going to be very careful. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there's a couple loose pieces in here. So here we go. We have the bird. There isn't a lot of pieces to it. It's pretty much just the bird. But I mean, as you can see, you can move the bird's head around. You can move the tail around. You can move the saddle around. The wings on the side move. Even the rough, like the chest feathers, you can ruffle the chest feathers up. The legs, you can position the legs however you want. Everybody knows what a chocobo is, dude. Everybody knows what a chocobo is. Okay, so then I have the saddle braziers right here. I'm actually probably not gonna put these on because this hole is very, very small and there's not a lot of material for these to grip onto. I will put them on, but for now, but I'm not gonna leave them on because I don't want to lose them. I might have to end up gluing these in there if I'm gonna leave these on. That's how it goes. Actually, it clicked in there pretty good. I can leave it on there. So there we go. There is really not a lot of material there. I did feel it like click in though. And it feels pretty sturdy. I mean, I wouldn't like slap it or anything, but now so I'm probably not going to leave it on the stand because I don't like how this looks. It's supposed to go right in the buttocks right there. I think that's a very awkward spot for it. And it doesn't look right. Yeah, that does not look okay to me. I'm honestly, I'm probably gonna dock a point off for that because I think they could have done a lot better placement than that. That is just very, yeah, no. But I mean, as you can see, that's how it's, but this is supposed to be, I mean, they could have come up under the chest or something somewhere. Yeah, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. There we go. It'll stand just fine on its own, as you can see. So most Max factory style statues, if it's like a figure, there's typically like a hole in the back, like the old G.I. Joe figures used to have so you could put a backpack on them. It's something like that. And then the stand kind of like plugs into the back and then you can like position them in any, and they'll stay like that. I think there's a Spawn one that actually looks really cool too, but that is it right there. I always loved these style of statues. I think you can even, oh, yep, you can even open its mouth. Wow. So I always give these at least a high rating for quality, because they always do have, they always got good detail. They're always structurally, they're built very well. I mean, you wouldn't think that they are, because they have so many moving parts, but for the most part, for what they are, they're built very, very well. There wasn't a lot that you had to attach either, which is something that I also really like. I hate it when you get certain figures or statues and you have to, especially like the ball and joint ones, because I always feel like I'm gonna break it when I'm trying to shove the ball and joint together. But for detail, this is it's got really good detail, it's got really good coloring. The pricing was a bit high, but typically for this style of statues, it's pretty average. These statues range anywhere from the $100 to $200 range. They're in the same area as Good Smile. But I like it. I'm super happy with it. I'm glad that there wasn't a lot of pieces that you had to pop in and connect. And surprisingly, this little piece right here, the saddle handle, is staying really well. When I put it in, it actually clicked. So I feel like it's gonna stay, it's not gonna fall off. I honestly thought it was gonna just eventually slide out over time, because that's usually what happens when you have the statues, and these are the worst kind, and it bugs me, because you can tell with the more lower quality ones that it just doesn't fit right. But when they have like the special shaped pegs that slide into the corresponding type of hole, and they're supposed to fit together, oftentimes what happens is they end up just like sliding out and popping off. My Hulk artifact statue is like that, where the head pops off all the time because it doesn't fit properly. So that like the bottom of the peg is a little bit bigger than like the base of the peg. So what happens is the neck just kind of works its way out, and then it just pops off. So I've had to take some sandpaper and shave it down a little bit, but now it rattles because now it matches the rest of the neck, but it still pops there. It falls off if I move it. So the only choice that I have is to glue it in. When I don't really like gluing stuff in like that, because if you get any sort of spillage at all whatsoever, the glue really eats away at the statue, especially if you have certain types of statues that are made out of like PVC or anything. Certain types of glue will start to melt it and disfigure it. But for any Final Fantasy fan right here, you're gonna instantly know what this is. Even people that don't know what Final Fantasy is know what the Chocobo is. You know, my wife doesn't play video games at all, and she knows what a Chocobo is. The fact that she was able to spot this out and knew that I would like it and get it really says a lot about the popularity of these things right here. And I mean, you can set it up anywhere. If you dare, you can put the stand in it, and you can pose it however you want. I'm fine with it just standing there like that, so I'm gonna put it up with the rest of my other Final Fantasy statues and see how it goes. So with that being said, you know, I highly recommend this for any Final Fantasy fan. I'm probably gonna give it a 10 out of 12. Just because I don't like where they put the stand at. I think they could have done better placement with that. So, all right.